Bernard went to prison. So if we're talking tough here, there's very few tougher than Hopkins. And Hopkins is, to me, one of the more complete fighters that I've ever witnessed. So I'm going with Bernard Hopkins.
That's the second time you went with North Philly. I like this guy.
I'm going Bernard Hopkins by decision. I think he outboxes Marvin, and I'm not even counting the Ray Leonard fight because we don't even know how old Marvin really was, but he was probably 39, 40 at that point. Oh, wow. But even if you go with
it was the dispute of how old Marvin was.
Even if you go with 1983 and watch Roberto Duran, a natural lightweight, give him issues in a 15-round fight. Over a course of 15 rounds, he may have lost. He only won by about one or two rounds versus a natural lightweight who was employing some of the very similar things that Sugar Ray Leonard did, and that was Marvin at 40.
They tried to steal that fight. Hagler won 10 out of those 15 rounds. That's what the judges gave. And by the judges, it was closer. But what everybody go watch that fight again. It was not that close. That's like saying we know one of the judges gave Canelo the fight over Floyd, so we ain't doing that. No, go watch.
Stylistically, I'm just talking stylistically.
Duran was the boxer.
You said the style that Duran had was similar to what Hopkins would do, the tactics that he would employ.
Yeah.
And lose 10 out of 15 rounds. And lose 10 out of 15.
But he is bigger and a natural middleweight, and
But Hopkins probably walking around at 185. He made himself walk around at 160.
Hopkins was a vegetarian. Hopkins was a vegetarian to 160 to get to 160.
And he ran every day like a damn marathon runner and didn't eat. And that's why he went right from 160 to 175 with no problem, because he was starving himself to make 160, living like a marathon, like he's supposed to run the Boston Marathon instead of like a boxer. And he filled out and he took Harvard to school. No, the thing with Hagler would be certain, and that was his problem with the Leonard fight. He wanted to prove he could box, and he wanted to prove he could box against Duran. And then when he fought Vito Antuofermo the first time, they called it a draw, and then Hagler said he's not going to take it out of the judge's hand, and he went on a run. The Juan Rodan, the Hampshires, Tony Simpson. That Hagler would tear. That would go on, but then it would be times that he get in there and he's fighting Duran and Leonard and want to show he can box. But the Hagler that went at Tommy Hearns, because right after the Duran fight, once again he's looked like trying to take it from me. That was Hagler's whole thing. They always try to take it from him. So is he going to try to
box against Bernard Hopkins?
He would.
But if he did, see, my rule
I'm saying
the boxer beats the puncher. The boxer usually always beats the puncher.
Bernard has great footwork too.
And Marvin can box. He's a two-fisted boxer, puncher, brawler.
Not to mention, I think Hagler has one of the hardest heads I've ever seen.
That's
tough. About who we think would knock him out. I just think that Bernard will win by decision.
Marvin Hagler that ran across the ring and they let Tommy Hearns breathe, who can box his ass off. That's my point. When Hagler get out his head, I'm trying to outbox Duran and Hagler, Leonard, and he treats you like he did Tony Simpson, Juan Rodan, Hanshaw, and Tommy Hearns. That's the Hagler.
Had an ability to be chopped down. Tommy Hearns had shown an ability to be chopped down quite a bit. I mean, Iran Barkley knocked him out with a single punch too. I mean, it's
not to mention that in 1981, Sugar Ray Leonard switched tactics.
Now we're gonna take. Now we're gonna act like Hearns and win belts from 147 to cruiserweight. Like he just got the ability to be chopped down. He just fought enough fights. That to our point, that some nights you ain't gonna have your night, and he couldn't be Hagler and Leonard, two all-time greats, but he's an all-time great. And Barkley got lucky one night. he caught the older Hearns with left legs, and he ruffled. He gave that rough and tumble Barkley.
Bernard was a 4-1 underdog versus Trinidad and took him apart, and that was
Trinidad is not Tommy Hearns or Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler eats Trinidad for lunch.
So I have to stand here today as what I was when I was born, a black man.
Your racism bounces off me, I'm bulletproof. Your prejudice gets deflected, I'm bulletproof. Your hatred can't penetrate.